As you know, everything that I do is for you to have the life that you desire. And today I would like to go back to my roots, which is the law of attraction and manifesting. About 16 years ago, I sat down with a notebook and I wrote down everything that I wanted to see happening in what I thought was going to be 5 years. The job, the relationships, house, kids, everything. So I did that, and then about 3 years later, not quite years later, I found the notebook because I was moving into my new house. And of course, everything that I had put in that notebook had happened in less than 3 years. So I know that there is so much power in declaring and having what it is that we want to have, because we become happier people and we can help the world so much. So today I would like to give you some of the things that I've recently been going back to in order to manifest everything that I desire, and it's been so fun. And that's actually number one. The first key to manifesting anything that you desire in your life is to have fun. And that is so important. You know that expression that don't look for the destination but enjoy the journey. I think this is what the expression is, something like that. You have to embrace the journey. So I didn't like that because I wanted what I wanted. I didn't really care about the journey. Except that now I'm having so much fun with the journey that, yeah, of course I'm going to have everything that I asked for. It's clear, it's obvious, but it's not what's important. What's important is that I'm actually having so much fun and enjoying the process, right? So everything that I'm going to share with you, the little techniques that I'm going to share with you are wonderful and they work. But if you're not having fun with them, don't do that. Go do something else. You know, I have to admit, I'm not a big meditator. I don't like meditating that much, except one day I decided to merge my faith with meditation. And I just sat on my couch and I started praying. But the way that I was praying is actually how we're supposed to pray. I just did not know it at the time. I was praying as if everything that I was praying for had already happened, which meant that my prayer was more a gratitude, really saying thank you to God for having brought all of this to me. And it was such a wonderful experience. It was such an intimate experience for some reason. I felt so whole and complete that now that's all I'm doing is really just saying thank you for everything that I'm asking for having already happened. And like I said, apparently it is in the Bible somewhere and it is being taught by many pastors, but I did not get it until I started doing it myself. So when you meditate or when you pray, if you are in the place of you already have everything that you are asking for, wow, it's so different and it feels so good. Talking about this, the author that I personally have loved who talks about this is Neville Goddard. And I will put the name because I know you guys don't always understand my accent, so I'll write the name below. But Neville Goddard was a Christian and he really studied the Bible in a different way, and he pulled out everything in the Bible that showed you that you should have everything that you want. And he always talks about feeling like you already have everything that you're asking for. You know, ask and it shall be given, right? And that's really it. The key is if you ask for it, you're gonna get it, period. Okay, so that is something I've been practicing a lot, is like, okay, how would I dress if I had this or that? How would I eat? What would I say? Who would I spend time with? How would I think if I had already this or that? And that has really changed everything for me. So that's been a really big key. Now, a little exercise that at first I did not like doing, but I gave it a little bit of time because a lot of people talked about it. And that's what Nikola Tesla talks about, the 3-6-9. And he basically says, write down something that you want 3 times in the morning, write it down 6 times in the middle of the day, and write it down 9 times in the evening. And like I said at the beginning, I did not like this, because for me, writing down something was associated with punishment. And I did not like that at all. Then also my brain goes so much faster than my hand when I'm writing that it looks really messy, and I could barely read my handwriting. So it took me a few days to really get into it. But boy, once I got into it, it's so different. First of all, it's not so much that my brain slows down, but I open myself up to receiving. So when I write, if my brain wants to go somewhere, it's like I'm opening the door and I'm getting so many great ideas. It's wonderful. So that's number 1. Number 2, I'm actually declaring who I say I am. So usually I will not say I want $1 million. I will say I'm so grateful for all the money in my bank account, or something like this, right? Or I'm so grateful that I'm making $1,000 a day, something like this. So, but as I'm declaring this, it becomes part of my reality. And the repetition exercise all throughout the day makes it something I cannot forget. Because how many of us have either said affirmations or done an exercise on paper and then went about in our lives and totally forgot about it for the rest of the day? So doing it during the day, all morning, middle of the day, and evening really makes it something I cannot forget. And it makes it part of my life. And it's awesome. I love it. And then finally, the last thing that I also do is right before I fall asleep, I actually ask, what would I be feeling if I had this or that? If I had the money, the relationship, the body, whatever it is that I want, how would I be feeling? And a lot of times I would be feeling happy, I would be feeling relaxed, content. And within seconds, if I do this properly, within seconds, I'm asleep. So I can't really hold that very long. But Neville Goddard mentioned that as you fall asleep, you're actually going from consciousness to subconsciousness. And your consciousness, by declaring this is how I'm going to feel, is basically telling your subconsciousness that it needs to work out how that's going to happen. So as you go to sleep, your subconscious, and it could be through dreams, it could be just through changing the connections in your brain, your subconscious is actually making you able to have everything that you ask for, everything that you desire. So when you wake up the next day, you may already still feel like you've got this and it's totally going to happen. You will notice things you did not notice. People will contact you that you did not expect. All kind of really wonderful abundance things. I mean, if I look at the abundance that has poured into my life in the last couple of weeks that I've been doing this, oh my goodness. So those are the techniques that I wanted to share with you. And the last thing is, you know how picky, if you've been watching this video, you know how picky I am about words. And I agree that when we use a word, and we will sense how it lands in our reality if we are not in alignment. So basically, if we use it but we mean something else, there's going to be a problem, right? However, I have recently been feeling something a little bit different. So the word manifesting, I was taught for many years not to use it, because to manifest something is how something shows up and not that it shows up. I agree. However, the word manifestation in my reality is really something. First of all, there's a little bit of magic in it. And it really means something that is real, that I can see, that I can feel, taste, touch. So to use that word for me is basically saying I'm doing everything in my power to magically make this appear and make this real in my life. So why not use it? It's a happy word for me. It has a lot of energy, a lot of belief behind it. So why not use it? So if there are words that work for you, whether it's manifesting or actualizing, whatever it is, and other things too, use those words, because you're the one who decides. You're the one who has the choice, okay? That's all I wanted to say for today. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button, because when you do, more people can find my video. I love you, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.